information out there.
Thank you, brother. We tried to be thorough. We really, really did. In terms of, what are you going to get at? See, I'm committed to being better. You understand? That's what we have to do. It's nothing complicated about the formula here. Tom just has to be better. And you have to find the strength to be better. Because it's hard to change. It really, really is. So basically what I'm saying, KIYAMA is not complicated. It isn't. It lays out the principles, it lays out the 5 steps, and it basically says to Tom, Maurice, it says to Ron, Ray, Trent, how you doing, brother? All right? Be better.
Well,
that's all.
That's part of my change, going from reactive to proactive.
Okay. Well, that's positive. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am. Hi, Jack.
Hi, how are you?
All right.
What is your plan in regards to taking this on a more broader scale and introducing it to possibly the school system?
Thank you, Jack. You know, that's really up to you guys. I mean, if folks are embracing it, I'm asking you to put it out there. Send it around. We got Facebook now. If you know, they ask the question, what's on your mind? You know, what's on your mind? Help get KIYAMA out there. Because Facebook has 100 million users. So we can tap into the entire planet just by putting links out there. That's just one way, Jack. And of course, we have esteemed educators in our midst who, you know, are already promoting it in their own setting. But I'm going to need the help of everybody in this room to put it out there and to put it to your circle and have your circle put it out there. Ronnie has his own circle of friends. How you doing? Hope you got in trouble. All right. He has his own circle of friends. You go, right? Right? You look for somebody to help you, right? And you look and you have that respect. It was a respect issue. It wasn't only that Johnny was a great legal mind out here, but you look for that respect. And so I'm sure there's someone older than Little Wayne, someone Little Wayne looks up to, who could say, look, brother, you can do a lot more with your music and what you represent. Look at what Richard Pryor did. Yes. How he changed. How how he addressed certain issues. You know, he said, "I'm going to stop using the N-word in my performances." That was a powerful thing. Listen to some of the music back in the day, Ball of Confusion. You understand? Some of the stuff they were hitting hard. You understand? We can do this. We just have to. The rappers have to say, "I want to make a difference. I'm not going to let somebody manipulate me." You understand? Just to sell the music, I need to get out there and make a contribution to my people. So you know what? Lil Wayne made the most powerful statement. Lil Wayne said, from now on, my pants are not coming down. I'm bringing it up, and that's how we're going to get down. How many kids will fall in love?
People, and they've all tried to change how we feel about ourselves, how we think about ourselves, how we even speak. How do we immerse KIYAMA into the streets so that brothers from the 5% nation know about it? Brothers who just out there being themselves will change themselves. How do we immerse this? When I say the streets, you know, brother bring up Lil Wayne, Jim Jones, and stuff like that. This is serious business because the youth actually they look up to these folks, you know. So how do we get it there? How do we get it?
The same way you try to get other information out there. You know, we're certainly going to take advantage of the barbershops and the hair salons. We're going there across the country. The NAACP has embraced it. We were. Scott X and I have had some discussions over the last few days about taking it to the national level. We got a call into Roger Van, who I understand is second in charge on the administrative level, the national organization now, Chief Operating Officer up there. We made a call to him. We didn't reach him yesterday, but it's trying to get the young people of the NAACP and which I'm sure you're familiar with to embrace it. The fraternities, the sororities, the Masons, the Elks, so on and so forth, you know, and that's where we look. I can't do it all on my own. I really can't. And folks, look, if they can get Farmville and Mafia Boys and all that other stuff immersed into, you know, Facebook, and you guys who are on Facebook, you know what I'm talking about. Clearly, we can get something that's beneficial to our people, you know, out there. I'm gonna let you go, but I gotta get Slade and I'm gonna get Barbara. Then we're gonna wind it down. We're gonna get the ceremony going.
I just wanted to say, according to what you were talking about, brother in front. One thing that I know myself that I've been doing is really starting to expose what the hip hop industry is as opposed to what hip hop culture is. And a lot of the kids have been able to really interact with that in a way where they look up to Jay-Z, yeah. But then do they see Doug Morris? Well, who's Doug Morris? He owns Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? They look up to Lil Wayne, yeah, but who owns Lil Wayne? Doug Morris. And who are these people that own these rappers? How is it really running? So when they start to realize, wait, these cats are really being slaves, and you start exposing the perversion of hip hop industry or hip hop culture, you then can bring them to what real hip hop culture is, and they start actually daring to be different. And Lil Wayne doesn't look too fly no more. Jay-Z doesn't look too tough no more, because you start to expose more of a perversion, as opposed to just saying, oh, they're bad. Well, why are they bad? They get money. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's the other thing. The other thing, I'm not putting it on Lil Wayne, I'm not putting it on Jay-Z. I'm saying this, even if we have to move beyond that, we just gotta roll, because we don't have time to wait. Do we need them as an ally? Can we use them as an ally? Absolutely. It's ridiculous to think otherwise. But, do we need them? You know, if they're not gonna go with us, you gotta think worst case scenario, you gotta move ahead. You gotta keep it moving. We just don't have time to wait. You know, we're in the midnight hour right now. We just don't have time to wait on folks. And let me share this with you. Elijah Muhammad said, you know, there's a time and season for everything. I think we're on time. There is something in the air right now. You know, there's a thirst going on throughout Black America. And I think our people are ready for something, you know, in terms of where we're at, in terms of our development as a people. Remember, we only been out of slavery for $146, right? About 146 years. My math might be off, but around that time, right? That's it. So, and I gotta say, you know, we've gone far. We've gone far.
And I don't know whether you've noticed in our communities that we have a sudden influx of single parent fathers. And, you know, amongst my peers, I know I'm still my son's hero. You know, I appreciate Jay-Z, I appreciate Lil Wayne, but I know at the end of the day, Rick Goodjohn got to call a shot for Farrar. You understand what I'm saying? And Jerry and I sit and speak on a regular basis as far as community. I like the fact that you said that 3 to 7 constituents are partners, and that turns into a small community, which in return grows into a larger community. My thing is, I wanted this pledge to take the stance on that fatherhood aspect of it, for the simple fact that there are fathers out there who are trying to be fathers, who just don't know how to be. You know what I mean? And what we lack in our community, and this is just me speaking from, you know, my perspective, is the fact that we need to each one teach one and be fathers, not to just our own biological children, but to all the children. And to that brother who don't know how to be that father, pull him up.
There you go, bro. There you go.
Definitely needs to go further, needs to go be a part of every institution that affects our community, from education to higher education, even the prison system. And I just think we should find a way, a productive way, to allow this to become some type of indoctrination into our manhood, into our
daily life.
Yes. I mean, we have to. I mean, as we develop, we need to have this become definitely a tool that we have to that we should definitely invest in and invest our children in, and it should be an institution. It should go, like I said, from pre-K to the prison system. I mean, wherever you find yourself, these principles should hit you right here. And I think, you know, we have to find a way to institutionalize this thing in every way, in every facet.
That's entirely up to you, for real. You have to take ownership of it. We take ownership of it, it's there. We can get it done. Remember, it only took 4 people to move China. You understand? So it's one person can move, you know, mountains if you're committed. And Barbara, you have the last word. How you doing, sis?
We talk about ignorance. We have to also take into account that ignorance is bliss in a lot of people. I never knew what that meant, but now I recognize. Just looking at all of this education that you give me today, and I have to say, wow. I mean, I say that when I talk to my son Sheldon, because he's like you, he's just like, he probably done read that before. And I say, wow, I thought I knew something, but look at what I don't know, and what I don't know is what scares me. So I think that's one of the things we have to work on, is getting our people to understand that these things are important. I had a legislator said to me yesterday, "Oh, you gotta get this book that this bro wrote. It's all about the prisons are the new Jim Crow." I said, "I didn't say nothing."
Yeah.
I actually have a shirt that says that.
Right.
You know, relative Jim Crow on life support. So, what is it when we have people running this country who can't even see what's right in front of them, and yet they're running the country, they're running our state? So there's a lot of knowledge that needs to get out there, and I just hope somehow we can get it out there. Because what you're giving us is, wow.
Thank you, Barbara. And I tell you, I really believe I just have this, you know, a very positive vision, Barbara, of KIYAMA. But I know it's going to take more than just my vision and my work. It's going to take people like yourself, like Larry Conoway, like Greg Brunson, Ray Jackson, you know, Ron Taylor, Trent, all the whole crew up here to make it happen. Understand? So I want to thank you for indulging me on KIYAMA. What we're going to do at this point, we have our first mother, Jackie James. Stand up, Jack. Jackie's going to give the oath. All right? And, oh, by the way, now just go to the KIYAMA pledge real quick for me. All right, go down. That's the pledge. Go down, Mal. Keep going. Right, now, go to administering the KIYAMA pledge. That's the pledge we're going to take, but I just want to show you one thing. Go down. You can take the pledge in three different ways. You can do it privately. I did it on July 7th, 2007, in front of my children and my wife. The pledge can be administered privately by a spouse, significant other, or a woman who is held in high regard by the individual, with one minor child at least. It can be administered privately by a woman with a child beyond the first trimester. And the reason why we did that is because I think there's the most sacred image I could think of, or certainly one of the most sacred images, is a woman with a child. You understand? Getting ready to bring life. And so that was important for us when we said who we're going to take this pledge in front of. And that's why it has to be, if it's public, a woman with a child. If it's private, and you have a family, your wife, or a significant other, you can take the pledge. She can administer the pledge. And because it's about respect for womanhood. It's about pledging for the betterment of our children's future. Because that's what it comes down to, folks. The future. You understand? And no matter what you look at, when you look at the animal kingdom, I saw a documentary on ants, and a fire was ravishing their colony. And the first thing they did was go after the larvae. Save the larvae. Save the future. And this is what it's about. It's about saving the future. Okay, so that's why we're taking the pledge with a woman with child. And but there's three ways you can take it. Go back now. And then the ceremony is laid out at the bottom. And that's sort of the ceremony. It's very flexible. It's nothing rigid because you have to leave it up to people to do what they can do. Okay? Well, go to, just take it down a little bit. And that's the pledge. So, anthem, after he concludes, we'll turn it over to our first mother, Jackie James, who will give the oath. Anthem.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with the harmony of liberty. Let our rejoicing rise high as the listening skies. Let it resound loud as the rolling sea. Sing a song full of the faith that the dark past has taught us. Sing a song full of the hope that the present has brought us. Facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. Stony the road we trod, bitter the chastening rod, felt in the days when hope unborn has died. Yet with the steady have not our weary feet come to the place for which our fathers sighed. We have come over a way that with tears has been watered. We have come treading our path through the flood of the slaughtered. Out from the gloomy past, till now we stand at last, where the white gleam of our bright star is cast. God of our weary years, God of our silent tears, thou who hast brought us thus far on the way, thou who hast by thy might lead us into the light, keep us forever in the path we pray, lest our feet stray from the places our God would lead thee, lest our hearts drunk with the wine of the world we forgot thee, shadow beneath thy hand, may we forever stand, true to our God, true to our native land.
That is truly my honor and privilege to be administering this oath to you today. I'm going to ask that you please raise your right hand and repeat after me. Okay? Being of sound mind and in the presence of the Creator.
Being of sound mind in the presence of the Creator.
And these witnesses do solemnly swear on this day. I'll repeat it. Being of sound mind and in the presence of the Creator, and these witnesses do solemnly swear on this day.
Being of sound mind in the presence of the Creator, these witnesses solemnly swear on this day,
May 22nd, 2010.
May 22nd, 2010.
And from this day forth.
And from this day forth.
To commence improving my life.
To commence improving my life.
For the good of my family.
For the good of my family.
My community.
My community.
The KIYAMA Nation.
The KIYAMA Nation.
And the future generations.
And future generations.
I pledge to embrace.
I pledge to embrace.
The KIYAMA principles.
The KIYAMA principles.
And the 5 steps.
And the 5 steps.
And use both as a guide to assist.
And use both as a guide to assist.
Me in my pursuit of self and collective improvement.
Me in my pursuit of self and collective improvement.
Guys, repeat after me. That betray the oath.
Never to betray the oath.
That I take today.
That I take today.
For in doing so.
For in doing so.
I not only betray myself.
I not only betray myself.
My family.
My family.
My community.
My community.
The KIYAMA Nation.
The KIYAMA Nation.
But most importantly, future generations.
But most importantly, future generations.
Allow this oath to serve.
Allow this oath to serve.
As a promise to the children of tomorrow.
As a promise to the children of tomorrow.
That I.
State
your name.
Will
do all in my power.
Will do all in my power.
To make this world.
To make this world.
A better place for their generation.
A better place for their generations.
In the name of the Creator.
In the name of the Creator.
I take this oath.
I take this oath.
Thank you.
KIYAMA ceremony called for.